Hey, what's going on, world? This be your boy Eddie Cool, and welcome to another action-packed episode of your favorite sports podcast, none other than the Sports Bros podcast. First of all, on behalf of the bros and myself, we want to say thank you for joining us for 351 episodes. Yeah, 351 episodes, 7 years of this wonderful, entertaining, wild, wacky, and informative podcast. Now, continue to rate, review, subscribe, share it to your friends, your mamas, your uncles, and the haters as well, too. But with that being said, I go by the name of Eddie Cool, aka the HOC. And from the looks of it, I only got one host to introduce this week because Scotty D he is on assignment, aka enjoying vacation. Brother, you deserve it. Take it and enjoy it as much as you can. So me and the other guy in air quotes joining us live from Fayetteville, North Carolina, El Capitan, manning this ship. Make sure it goes in, it goes straight in the water and not veer off. If you're a flat earther, you probably think the earth ends. But anyways, he is the one, the only, the almighty Be Live.
What's happening? What's going on in the world today? Unlike Kyrie Irving, we know that the earth is round. And
Round.
we're going to keep it as such, even as rockets veer off and head toward the moon. I'm not even going to go into that. But see, ooh, we live in a crazy, wacky world. I tell you what. But hey, only thing that we can decipher here at the Sports Rose podcast is sports, and that's what we're going to do. And there's enough craziness going around in the world of sports. We're going to dive right into it. I say because we don't have the other guy, he's out gallivanting, doing his own thing. He'll be rejoining us, I do believe, in a couple of weeks. So we're gonna do this tag team style duo. It's just me, Ooze, day one ish. It's just me, Ooze. Oh, you want to run it back like solo? Um,
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh, we ain't gonna do it solo dolo style, but you know what I'm
No, we're not
saying.
about to do that.
Oh man, but yo, that's just our little bit of wrestling humor
Mm-hmm.
as it is with SummerSlam just taking place this past weekend. But hey, Eddie Cool, it's no time like the present.
Man,
And
and speaking of wrestling, that story you sent me this morning, whew.
oh Lord, ooh,
Man, all I got to say is don't F with Two Core Scorpio, and that's how I'm gonna leave it. Somebody laughed at my answer about the theme music, but now you see why I picked Two Core Scorpio because he hit you with the disc that don't miss.
I'm trying to tell you.
But anyways, we're gonna leave that alone. And I hope everybody comes out. I hope everybody remains alive in that whole situation. And that's how I'm gonna leave it. All right. So if you want to look up what's going on with Tuco Scorpio, just type it, just Google his name, and it'll tell you from the rest. All right. With that being said, enough of my incoherent rambling. Be live. Let's hop right into it. The top of the order. All right, let's get this thing started. Here it is, the top of the order. Now, Be Live, as a producer for the Lorain County Sports Network High School Football, stay tuned. August 21st, I'm back at it. Um, I wanted to cut a certain clip of the podcast, and I wanted to insert it in the podcast because are we the Sports Bros Podcastradamus? Because we called it, and it came true. And what I'm talking about is MLB trade deadline news. Um, Bring on the water be live because Tariq Skubal, he's in LA, and we called it. Oh man, the rich keep getting rich. It's the biggest move by far. So the Dodgers acquired the Tigers ace Tariq Skubal, the reigning two-time AL Cy Young winner. Now LA already had an elite roster, and now adding Skubal gives them another dominant arm for October. Be live. Did the Dodgers just become unbeatable?
No, no, there's no such thing, and I'm not gonna crown them
Mm,
just yet. But one thing that I want to make perfectly clear: the entire baseball world knows that we're headed towards some labor talks
mm.
this coming off season. And what do the Dodgers do? They take that little smoldering little fire and they pour jet fuel and make it a 5 alarm full on blast with
Mm,
this move.
crazy.
Because we all know what's going to happen. They're going to extend him. They're going to pay him a ridiculous amount of money, and they're going to defer half of it just to keep them under some type of luxury tax. And so, I mean, they already owe, I think, upwards to close to $200 million in luxury tax. They basically said, "All right, MLB, you've given us these guidelines to stay within them, and you said, all right, if you go outside of those guidelines, you have to pay some type of penalty." Well, guess what? We've got deep pockets, and we're willing to pay whatever it takes to stack the best team possible and basically become a juggernaut in this league. So right now, there's a couple points I want to make. Besides with the Moneyball situation,
Mm,
I, for the most part, would be on the player side. I like players getting paid. I don't
mm,
like owners like gatekeeping and trying to be cheap. I need you to spend some coin, make some things happen.
mm,
But this is flat out ridiculous. Like if there's a way to get the lower tier teams owners to spend just a little bit more money, because I've made this point so many times that I don't think there's any owners in MLB that aren't billionaires. And the thing about it is, because of the society that we live in, they always have stakeholders and stockholders that they have to answer to, and everybody's always trying to maximize profitability. And I'm
mm.
like, there should be some type of guideline when it comes to owning a franchise that you have to spend some type of money. You can't just keep you're part of a league where you get to share revenue. How do you get to share revenue but not spend it? That's crazy. Like you're getting money from all the collective of all the other owners and all this profit that's coming in, and you're going to turn around and say, you know what? I'm not going to spend it. There has to be some type of guideline of that. I don't necessarily say that we install a salary cap, a hard salary cap, because the players aren't going to have that. But
Mm.
there has to be some type of guideline for some of these ridiculous. First of all, this should not be a contract that exists right now for 15 years, $750 million.
That's a lot of
For
money.
for who and for what now? Are you going to actually have him for 15 years? And you know that contract is not going to last for the entire duration of his tenure there. I think it's Juan Soto that I think he's with the Mets now.
Yeah, he's still there. I think I hadn't seen nothing.
Yes, yeah. Who's going to pick up that contract? And the thing about it is that contract isn't even that crazy when it comes to AAV, average annual value. Like
Mm,
he's getting paid. I want to say close to 50 million a year. That's still not. That's I mean, it's not still not the highest. I mean, you're still looking at Shohei Ohtani. I think his is 10 years, 700 million, which
mm.
680 million if that is deferred. He's only getting paid $2 million a year. But the thing about it is, he's getting endorsements out the wazoo, and Japan has already shown that they got deep pockets to the point of where the Dodgers are in partnership with a Japanese firm that's in the billions of dollars. They're making money outside of baseball. Then they're turning around and spending that money that no other like. That's the crazy part about the collective bargaining situation and
Mm.
shared revenue that comes with the MLB teams right now is that the Dodgers don't have to share that Japanese firm money. That is a partnership that they made outside of baseball.
And that's a smart move.
That's
That is a genius move.
a genius move. And so now they're making hand over fist outside with money that they don't have to share with the other ball clubs. And then they take that money and they can apply it to what they spend their money on, which is beyond me. But that is the way that that Major League Baseball is set up right now, and there has to be some type of major change. And here's something like, and this is why I'm glad that Scotty D's not on the program right now because he pick on me about this. But this is how some of the other leagues in the world work. Like when it comes like Premier League, Premier League soccer, Premier League football in England. they only allow clubs to spend a certain, like they're not allowed to spend in excess of what they bring in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so there are a couple of clubs that are owned by Saudi, basically Saudi oil money,
Mm.
big oil money, but they're coming from the club. So they're not allowed to spend oil money on what's happening on payroll. But guess what Major League Baseball doesn't have in their stipulation. So the Dodgers can spend ungodly amounts of money regardless of
Mm.
where it comes from. And that's what they're doing. They're stacking the deck. And so a lot of people keep saying, "Oh well, if other clubs spend the money like the Dodgers, they don't have it like that." Even though they're billionaires, they,
Just like you said, Be Live, not with that Japanese firm, like you said, that's a whole nother entity of money on top of what they're getting. So I look at it like this, Be Live, we're both service industry veterans. That's like being a bartender. You have two bartenders, one working the well and one doing what they do. And at the end of the night, they get the big tip out, they get the big tip money, and then they got to divide it and share it amongst the other bartenders. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how that system works in Major League Baseball. But they getting this whole other money from over here. They was like, we ain't sharing that. This is ours.
right. Like you have a second job. Well, here's the thing. Like this is what I attribute this, and I like the analogy that you used as far as us being in the service industry,
Mm.
and I can apply it a little bit better. That's just like me and you bartending.
Uh,
I'm working the bar, you're working the service well. But when it comes to the tip share at the end of the night, you get to keep all of the tip share because you're the one working the service well. I get to keep the money from the bar because I'm working the bar. Do you understand sometimes that the tip share could be way more than what you make from the bar, or it could be vice versa? And
mm-hmm.
you're telling me just because I'm positioned in one place that I don't get part of the, that's not how the world works. But
No.
Major League Baseball finds a way to screw it up. And that's where a lot of the talks are at right now. The players feel like they're about to be unfairly punished because the owners want to set a salary cap. The reason why the owners want to set a salary cap is because some players are just, they're not doing things the right way. They're just skirting the rules. I'm not mad. Here's the thing. Here's one thing I'm never ever going to be mad about. If it's within the rules, by all means, and do whatever it takes to win.
Mm-hmm.
But you know where that falls on? That falls on shoddy leadership. That you're allowed to just skirt the luxury tax. Like, oh, well, you're only allowed to spend such and such money. And if you spend more than that, we're just going to penalize you for it. Well, guess what? My money long.
Yeah.
I got long money. And it just,
Here.
you
Here.
have at it.
Yeah.
And it turns into a competitive imbalance. And that's what nobody wants to see in any major sport.
Mm.
We saw it for years with the Yankees, and now we're seeing it with the Dodgers. Anything you can do, I can do better. And the Dodgers said, you know what? We can do this way better than the Yankees ever could because we got outside the box thinkers that are putting some things together under lights that we've never seen. The Dodgers are already one of the most valuable franchises just for baseball alone. And then they
Mm.
found a way to tap into a completely foreign market, unbeknownst. And they got to it before any other club did. And they're like,
Mm.
well, shoot, we good. And and so now you got, I mean, it's a cookie cutter copycat league. They're
Yeah.
gonna try to do this, try that, but at the end of the day, what's done is done. And by the time other teams catch up, I think the damage is already gonna be done. And we're gonna be looking at the Dodgers versus everybody else. And
Yeah. And Be Live, looking at it real quick. So I did some research, courtesy of our research department, me.
mhm,
I said that I typed in, I said, Google, give me the Dodgers' current starting rotation. Tariq Skubal, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Roki Sasaki, and Justin Robelski and Eric Lauer. Not to mention B Live, not to freaking mention. Otani is like, nah, I ain't pitching this year.
he
No,
didn't
I'm
pitch.
not. I'm not doing that. I'm hitting the ball. And then you got to think, you got Tyler Glass now. He's sidelined on the injured list, and then you got Blake Snell recovering. He's on the injured list as well too. Yeah, that's your Dodgers pitching staff right there. The
It,
hell.
there's no weakness in that
Mm-mm,
rotation, and
mm-mm.
it's just a matter of that. Um, Other teams just like somehow, some way, just got to play out of their minds just to be on the level that the Dodgers are at. Now, granted, it can happen, and that's the beauty and nostalgia of baseball is that there's still a little bit of nuance, there's still a little parity, but
Mm,
at the end of the day, like you playing against a stacked deck,
yeah.
and it's to the point where now, if the Dodgers just so happen to three-peat, everybody else in Major League Baseball is going to look at this impending lockout like, well, here it is, and it's going to be it is what it is because you're going to turn diehard loyal fans of baseball in general into why am I watching?
Yeah.
Why my team has no. God forbid if you're not one of the big, we're not one of the bigger markets like your your Yankees, your Red Sox, your Houston Astros,
Yeah, and then you have your, you
your
got your you,
Mets.
you you got you got your Cincinnati's, you got your A's, you got your Milwaukee's, you got your Kansas City, hell, you got your Cleveland's, you got small market teams. And so like I like the somebody in the chat said they better get on our level and shut up. That's coming from a Dodgers fan.
See,
But
you know what I'm saying? I get it. I
I,
get it.
I get it. We get it. They better get on. They gotta, hey, get on my level. You got to do it. They made a song about that 20 years ago. But it's all about seeing like the competitive balance. Because like we said about the NBA, when's the last time we had a repeat champion? When Gold was it Golden State or the Lakers years ago?
It would have been Golden State. It'd have
Yeah,
been Golden State, and then before that, it didn't happen. In before that, it was the Lakers,
yeah.
2000 to 2002. That's the
Mm-hmm.
last time. And so, what made here's the thing: what made the Golden State story better than what we're seeing right now from the Dodgers is that
Mm-hmm.
Golden State that was pretty much a drafted team, and
Mm-hmm.
then like you like they underestimated Steph Curry. They underestimated Clay Thompson. Draymond Green is just Draymond Green. Now when they added Kevin Durant, it sort of did so it soured it a little bit,
Yeah.
but it was still like it's I mean, granted, like yeah, people frowned upon Kevin Durant, but then when Kevin Durant left and Golden State did it again, it was like, well, shoot, okay, we got to put some respect on Golden State's name because they did it the right way,
With homegrown talent.
homegrown, and that's one of the, like what the Dodgers are doing right now, and that's one of the things that is the beauty of baseball is the farm system, the minor. You get
Mm-hmm.
these kids coming through the minor league system, and you find gems, and you build. That's one thing I liked about the Braves. The Braves have an excellent farm system
Mm-hmm.
where they're able to find talent. Now, granted, there's people that are going to say that the Braves have been cheap. They've never really paid anybody. Is that where we want the direction of baseball to actually go? Like everything just becomes money ball, money ball, money ball, and then once again you're excluding you're you're excluding your small market teams. Like literally, you're looking at 24 teams right now in baseball that probably have no chance whatsoever, and
Mm-mm.
you're looking at that's. I mean, you're looking at half the fan base that just you're going into a season with no chance whatsoever. The
Yeah.
few teams that might slightly have a chance, we're over here just like hope maybe I'll hold on to some hope.
Yeah.
Me as a Braves fan, I love the fact that I think we're 9 games ahead
Mm.
ahead of Philly, and that right now that's my good bit little bit of hope.
Yeah. That's
Seven and
that's
a half.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice, but we got to compete with them boys across that on the West Coast. All right, be live. And another thing that happened, um, Adley Rutschman, yeah, the Rutsch, he left Baltimore and he's going to Boston. And Boston's like, look, we need to go ahead and get this one. Because yeah, Rutschman was at the start of his career with the Orioles. The Orioles ain't doing much nothing. So they said, yeah, we need to go. The Red Sox said, yeah, come on over here, player. Come on over here, player. So
still blows my mind when it comes to interdivision trades. Why?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what are you doing?
Why would you give your best player to a division rival? But shoot, Boston is the hottest team in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
They were bottom of the barrel, and then they went on a ridiculous win streak, and now they're sitting back 5.5 games from the division lead. If the season ended right now, they would hold the second on wild card spot. If they
Mm-hmm.
were in any other division in the American League, they would be in first place with 60 wins above the White Sox or
Yeah.
the and the Astros. It's just so this is a big move
Mm.
for the Red Sox, and hey, once again, and that was something I'm going to leave Detroit and the Dodgers alone. But the fact that Detroit shipped off Scooble for a partridge in a pear tree, a box, a nab, and
Pack of nabs, y'all,
a pack of nabs and a 12-ounce RC Cola can.
and a loose black and mile.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like three minor league. Now they're top minor league prospects. But you're talking about the reigning, defending, two-time Cy Young winner for minor leaguers.
Hey man.
Have those. Here you go. You can. There you go.
Yeah.
I. But yeah, and so with that, Addy Rushman. I mean, that is also part of Major League Baseball. They young, talented minor league prospects have trade value, and you're a buyer or you're a seller. And right now, the Red Sox said they're buying. The Dodgers, of course, are buying. Even I'm actually shocked. This is one of those when it comes to owners not doing what they should be doing and spending a little bit more money. The Pirates have said they're gonna be buyers, and they picked up I believe they picked up another bat or another. I couldn't remember. I glanced over it, but I just want to mention that in the story
Mm.
because it's good to see other teams making some moves when they're like, all right, we can't be bottom dwellers all the time. I mean, Pittsburgh, they're just they're
Whew.
500 all the time in all sports.
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
But
Just across the board.
they said, hey, we're going to try, and we're even though they're 13 games out of the best team in baseball, which is
Yeah.
not the Dodgers, by the way. It's the Milwaukee Brewers. They're half a game ahead of the Dodgers. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Braves
Yeah.
only Braves are 2 games back of the Brewers, a game and a half back of the Dodgers. So the Braves are still right there. So
Mm.
we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, it has been absolute craziness when it comes, and we still, I mean, well, when it comes to this trade deadline, now the rosters are set for the second half of the season.
Yep. Go ahead and make that postseason push. Be Live. Guess what? We're into week 2 of NFL training camp battles. We got a battle up in Canton, Ohio, between the Cardinals and the Panthers. And getting the start will be Kenny Pickett for the Panthers and Carson Beck for the Cardinals. I posted a picture earlier with my face looking the way it's looking, and I'll explain to it. The preseason needs to be 2 games. Everybody needs to start training camp at the same time. Yeah, I mean, you got to figure something out because Nick Skirton, he's out for the season. Chris Brazile, he's out for the season. And Xavier Leggett got a head injury. I don't want to play in the Hall of Fame game. If it's going to cost us players dropping like flies at the beginning of the training camp, I don't want a damn thing to do with a Hall of Fame game. I love you, Luke Kuechly, but damn, it's coming at a cost. It's coming at a cost, Be Live.
I mean, it's one of those things. We were sitting on a high coming off the last season. I know
Yeah.
everybody wants to say they want the Panthers had a losing record. We still won our division, even we were way above expectation.
We did better than the
And
Cowboys. We did better than
and,
the Cowboys.
and we took the Rams, who could easily win the Super Bowl this year. We took them to the limit last year, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's one of those things that man, we're sitting on such a high. We made some moves in the off season with some acquisitions, and
Mm-hmm.
then the first week of training camp we're and the thing about it is you mentioned the 3 players that got injured in training camp. Don't even mention two of our 2 starting offensive tackles that are not going to be ready for week 1. Like
One has
we
a
are
what? One has what? A blood clot?
Taylor Moton and what that boy name? Who? Both.
Icky.
Yeah. Like it is tough right now being a Carolina Panthers fan.
Mm.
Um, who the strength and conditioning coach? We need to talk, bro.
Yeah. We need to talk about this grass. We need to talk about. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you using the right salve. We have got to have a conversation because be like I've never seen us come into the season. Like we're up against it, but now we're really up against it. Like damn.
We hopefully, like I said, we have enough like wide receiver wise. We're still pretty much like I think Christmas. He was a promising third round wide receiver.
Mm,
They really get was fighting for third spot. So I mean, we have some wide receiver depth, but it's just like how much can like we were really banking on defensive improvements, and
mm.
losing Nick Scorton was
Ugh,
that's gonna be tough.
horrible.
That's gonna be tough. So Jalen Phillips, come on, bro, we need you. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. All right, Bilal. So looking into the quarterback battle, we got Tua Tagovailoa versus Michael Penix, and then
Both of them
Minnesota.
hurt.
Yeah, and Minnesota. I don't know what the hell's going on in Minnesota. We'll talk about that in a little bit in our next segment. Big facts, big lie. And then we got the Cleveland Browns giving Denzel Ward a new contract extension, and then Baker Mayfield said, "Hey man, I want my money."
And the thing about it is with Baker, he doesn't want the money; he wants the time.
Okay.
That because the Buccaneers offered him 2 years, upwards to 100 million. Like they won't put him that 50 million for what Baker's done. Baker should be 55 million and should be a long. He wants the time. He wants 4 years, 5 years, and I think honestly he deserves it.
He deserves it. Yeah.
Like that's crazy to me. Like he's definitely the best quarterback in the NFC South, one of the best in all of NFC. And
Mm,
NFC struggle as it like paid the
yeah.
man. That's crazy that they're gonna that we're gonna sit. Me as a Panther fan, love
Love it. Love it.
it, love it.
Love it. Yes.
Okay, yay, but man, y'all as an analyst, as a fan of that man, pay the man.
Yeah.
Give him 5 years, 275. Get Baker
Yeah.
deserves it.
Yeah. He deserves to be like because watching him up here from Cleveland to see what he went through, the ups and downs in Cleveland, and then we saw what he did in Carolina, and then after that he went to the Rams for a little bit in relief, and then after that he's really found a home in Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah, get a man his money. Get a man. Hey, look, your team is only as good as your quarterback. That's no
yeah.
secret. Your team is only as good as your quarterback. But like Eli said, from a fan standpoint, yes. But from a family standpoint, you have got to give his man that money. So, Beli, the money is moving. The 2026 salary cap is a record $301.2 million per team, giving clubs more room to get creative with extensions and restructures and do deals and everything. So, the bigger question is, Beli, like, who gets paid? And because I think Bijan Robinson, I think him and Jameer Gibbs are holding out, right?
Bijan Robinson I believe I saw where he got a 3 year, $75 million extension,
Mm,
which again for pay standpoint, 25 million for arguably one of the most important because they're split. They're doing this two back system where they're not going to
oof.
pay. I still believe running back should be making 30, 35. If you got defensive linemen making $50 million a year,
Oh boy. Oof.
I think running back should make at least 30, 35.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where they've got to divvy it out. Again, I don't think quarterbacks should be making more than 60, but some of them about to get that
Mm,
big payday. I mean, one arguably that's is going to be close to home. Bryce Young, if he has a breakout season this year,
yeah.
he's going. Hey, but it's one of those things
You gotta
where
give him some money. You got to give him some money.
but it's one of those things. Historically speaking, when you pay running backs, it doesn't often end well for them. So a lot
No.
of teams are um, not pulling the trigger. So I haven't heard anything about Jameer Gibbs. But I believe I saw where Bijan Robinson just got signed, like literally before we went on the air.
Okay.
So
I may have misread that. My mistake.
no. It probably just happened. This morning. 3-year extension worth up to $75 million. It will make him the highest paid running back in NFL history. So,
Whew.
$51 million guaranteed. Which again, some of the contracts we talked about that's 3 years, $75 million. Ain't that much?
No.
Because
what people have to consider is like, oh man, you think $75 million is not amount of money. Little did you know, every city you play in, you got to pay a tax. Not to mention the tax you got to pay in your own stadium. Not to mention FICA. Who's FICA? Not to mention all this other stuff. And then like you got to pay your agent. You got to pay this, and then you probably left with probably 45 million maybe. Don't live in the state of California, please don't.
And shout out, I believe my man AD is in the building. He says, "Pay Baker, go Bucks."
So I was thinking about him too. I was just thinking about him. I was like, I wonder how AD feels about it. I wonder how he feels about it.
Pay the man, all caps. But yeah, now here's the thing. I'm gonna throw this out for you.
Pay him,
before we shoot off the break. Bijan Robinson for the Atlanta Falcons, Zay Flowers for the Baltimore Ravens. Who makes a bigger impact on the team?
Bijan.
Easily.
Bijan. Yeah. I mean,
Bijan, running back, 3 years, $75 million. Zay Flowers, wide receiver, 4 years, $140 million. Like, Jesus Christ, what are we doing here? We know that Bijan Robinson is a much bigger, makes a much bigger impact for his team, but that is the business side of the NFL as we see it right now. And I don't know, when do we course correct that?
Oh, we got to, which means for Zay Flowers, a 1,000 yard season loading. All right, with that being said, we're talking a little bit about NFL, but coming up next, we got Big Facts, Big Lie, a.k.a. Truth versus Cap. Stay. Don't you dare go away. We'll be right back, right here on the Sports Bros Podcast. Back at you once again at your favorite sports podcast, none other than the Sports Bros podcast. Now, we want to give a shout out to everybody who's been following us on our recent, what should I call it? Like a renovation of our choices of the voices segment, if you will. We've been doing a draft, and the draft has been fun. But you know what? We're not going to do it without Scotty D because it just is not as fun without the other guys. Be Live, you should have him do some soccer stuff when he comes back.
I'm
Yeah.
excited with him.
Scotty D, draft your top 5 players. Don't worry about it. I'll go ahead and draft Holland and get it out the way.
Shit.
Oh man. What was that during the World Cup? What was that tweet that Sampson sent? There's gonna be a whole generation of new soccer fans.
New soccer fans that love Erling Haaland. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, hey, that the World Cup is life changing, and so
Yeah.
the goalie for Cape Verde, Vozinha,
Mm,
signed with, I believe, a Chilean football team.
okay.
And so at 40 years old, now he's playing soccer. I mean, he's venturing out. At 4 years old, his I mean his personal stock is going sky high.
Yeah.
He second most new Instagram followers and all that thing. So that comes
Yep.
with deals and stuff like that. Has the second most. You want to take a stab in the dark who had the most increase in Instagram followers? Just mentioned them.
Holland, Erling Holland. He has a very interesting story. So if you like me, if you like the story behind the player, Erling Holland has a very, very, very interesting story. That boy is something that he's something special. He's something special. All right, with that being said, let's hop into a new edition or a return segment. Big facts or big lies. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the question, and me or Beli will determine if it is indeed a fact or a lie. Be Live, are you ready?
Let's go for it. Let's get at it.
All right, so big fact or big lie. Super teams are bad for professional sports.
Okay. This is an interesting take. I'm gonna say that's a big lie,
Mm,
but with an asterisk. I think that super teams are bad for sport if they're going about it and I like if if you're going to a team taking a pay cut just so to gain an advantage, then it's bad. If you're able to acquire a team via draft, via free agency, and some moves and stuff like that, you make the right moves that way as the business of sports should be handled, then
mhm.
it's good because it adds another element to the game. So I'm just going to throw some things out there. Examples: Philadelphia 76ers being able to pick up Jalen Brown, VJ Escombe, Joel Embiid, homegrown, good. Adding LeBron James after LeBron James deliberated on where he wanted to go and all the things, and him taking a discount, bad. Because that does nothing good for the 76ers. If they win, it's going to be, oh well, it's a super team and they built it and it's
And because they had LeBron James, that's going
yeah,
to happen.
it's
This
just
is
it's
going to
gonna be a
happen.
bunch of mess if they win. So it takes away from the quality of sport if
Mm,
it's done that way. Now, if you if you got some up and comers and you put a team together, you got a superstar and you build a team around that superstar homegrown, then oh shoot, now we got somebody like really the story of the New York Knicks. That is incredible for sport.
because we never saw it coming.
We didn't see
Never.
it coming. That was
Nope.
absolutely incredible for basketball for the NBA because not only is I mean yes big markets big it was great for the city New York the city of New York needed
Yeah,
the
it did.
Knicks to win and that
It
was
did.
and the city was in an uproar too much of an uproar but that was good for sport. That was good for sport. So that I just want to give that because there's some truth and there's some big lies in that as
Yeah. I think super teams draw money. And I'm taking a wrestling term, they draw money. You want to know why they draw money? Because people from the opposing team spend a boatload of money just to see this one team to get their ass whooped.
Yeah, yeah, they will do that. They will hate.
So yeah, so from a business standpoint, I think it's good. I
Okay.
think it's good because it's just like, let me see, what is it? What was a wrestler that people despised and they saw good money just to pay him lose and he never lost? It's escaping me, but yeah, I liken it to that analogy. You know what I'm saying? I liken it to that analogy. But oh, we'll pay good money to see you get your ass beat and for you to lose, and they keep winning, 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 no matter what. All right.
Okay. Well, I think a good analogy is actually better in boxing. How many people paid money
To see Floyd
for
Mayweather
Floyd
lose.
Mayweather to lose?
Yeah.
And then how many people paid money on the flip side of that to see Conor McGregor lose?
Yeah.
People paid top dollar if they hate enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one of those things where that's why the Mayweather McGregor fight was so. I mean, even though we knew it really didn't matter much or nothing, but two people, people hate it, and
Yeah.
they walked away with a crap load of money.
Yeah. All right, beloved. I got another one for you. Ooh, you're gonna love this one. All right. It's about college athletics, but we're gonna lean more towards college football. Has NIL has made college athletes more powerful than the coaches? Big facts or big lie?
That's absolutely big facts.
Mm,
Um, because coaches are they're handcuffed now to
yep.
where how hard do I coach a player if he just has the option just to pick up shop and go elsewhere. And
Mm,
then you got to look at the lasting effects of that because word travels. Like players aren't going to go to schools where the coaches or this, that, and the third. They're going to follow the money,
mm,
and so really to the tune of like it's not even necessarily about who's actually coaching at this moment in time. It's who can attract the better players. Like will Signetti be able to replicate his success after this year? Will this
mm,
be a Ryan Day type situation, or is the money deep enough in Oregon? Like so many narratives can be told, but the power solely lies in the player now. Like the players now really make or break an entire program, and you can see it. And I'll even say it to the tune of my own program is where Clemson was a juggernaut for a good period of time, and now we're mid tier, mid level because we waited too long to start playing the money game, which sort of sucks because we've got a top tier coach, we've got a top tier program, got top tier facilities,
mm,
but it's the player and how much the player is getting paid off rip before they even get to taking a snap, hit the
mm,
field. And that was something that Dabo and Clemson was adamant against. We're not going to pay you before you've done anything. And we've missed out on top prospect after the top prospect because that's the expectation. That is the new standard when it comes to NIL and college football, and it
mm.
sucks. It shouldn't be that way. I want players to be empowered. I
Yeah.
want players to make money. I want them to walk into a place you ain't took a snap yet, and I'm
Mm,
supposed to just fork over. Come on, come on, bro.
yeah.
Show me something year one on the field, and then like this is something that maybe they should consider. I think coming out of high school, you should get a standard stipend. Like you should like I think all freshmen should make X amount of dollars.
Mm,
Or there should be I think should be a hard cap on what freshmen can get paid by the school for, and this whole NIL mess. And then after year one, you figure out, oh, he's actually worth this type of money, And then shoot, sky's the limit for some of it. I don't know. I
Mm,
still think there should be a hard cap on it all, but
yeah.
it won't be. And NCAA didn't let it get too far. So the power is in the player. Absolutely, that's a big fact.
Yeah, it is. It is. Why you think Nick Saban ain't in the game no more? I done lost all power. Pew!
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
That
he
should
just
and that should tell you everything.
yeah.
Because he wasn't like he couldn't coach. It's
Mm-mm.
just like why am I doing this if this is so much entitlement? And I
Yeah.
know that people gonna say, "Oh, you're just old school." No, no, it's I want the players to make some money. The
Yeah.
NCAA has been doing this so wrong, pocketing
Mm,
billions of dollars on the back of these players. No, pay these dudes, but
yeah.
you got to earn it first. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And a few highlight reels from high school when you played against dudes that are half your size.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. That ain't it. That ain't it.
Yeah, you playing against like you got like games on your schedule where you play. I think like what's the smallest division here in Ohio? I think it's seven. That's a small. That's like the small schools, and after that it's eight man. That would be like a D1 school. I think, for example, a D1 school, St. Ed's playing like a D7 school. It's just bad. It's not good. And like okay, you got the highlights. Okay, well you played against a D7. Not to knock any kind of talent because some like I tell people, I said, look, I said these division number classifications are nice, but when you put them pads on and put that ball on the field, it could be a whole on any given Friday or Saturday. It can be a whole different story. But
Yeah, let's say get now when you get to the college level and you're playing 130 schools that have the same sort of supposed to have the same level of talent, and you
mm,
go out there and you show out, boom, 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 get your money
yeah,
and get something off rip, but
yeah,
asking for 2, 3, 4 million bucks before you even put on the helmet for your respective school,
you ain't even did nothing yet.
and you out here like, okay, who's going to offer me the most? That's where I'm going to go. There's no loyalty. There's no
Mm-mm,
brand anymore. And I'm just like
mm-mm.
that's the thing that I think is lost when it comes to college football and NIL.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. All right, Be Live. I'm gonna throw another wild card at you here. No, well, I'm gonna throw you two more. The first one is big facts, a big lie. A championship should determine how we judge a superstar's career. Big fact or big lie?
I'm going to go big.
Yep.
The reason why I say that is it's so hard to attain a title in any respective sport
Mm-hmm.
to the tune of and really more than anything to the tune of you there's not one player in the history of ever that can say that they won a championship alone in a team sport.
True.
Period. Now, when you get to these individual sports like tennis, golf, and even some of them, you can't even say that you did it all by yourself because you got trainers and all the other sort of whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna throw out there. I was gonna throw something that'll piss Sky D off. I was gonna throw out NASCAR, but that is absolutely a team sport, by the way.
Yeah.
Even though you got one driver, but
Yeah.
I digress just a little bit. These team sports, yes, there are superstars. There are
Mm.
megastars. L.A. Knight, yeah. But but you you don't win these championships by yourself. And
Mm-mm.
so therefore, there's many a greats that have just never won a championship just because of time and opportunity. Charles Barkley, I still think is one of the top 25 greatest players of all time. He was first of all he was an undersized man among giants and was still able to dominate a sport
Mm.
that he should not have been able to.
Mm.
Standing at 6'4", there's no way, and playing power forward, and he was that skilled,
Yeah.
and he does not get the respect that he deserves because he never won a championship.
Mm.
John Stockton, Karl Malone, there's a laundry list of people
Dan
that
Marino.
yeah, and the thing about this, they got stopped because of teams that they were going against. Charles
Yeah.
Barkley was never going to be able to outperform the likes of your Larry Bird and that team of the Celtics with the Robert Parrish and Danny Ainge of the like, or your Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Showtime Lakers.
Mm,
That's an impossible task. Then you throw in the team of the Detroit Pistons, and then you put together Michael Jordan and freaking Scottie Pippen and that
mm,
team of the Chicago Bulls. Charles Barkley just fell short. Literally 6'4", but it was one of those things like that should never take away from his greatness
mm-mm.
because they were just better teams. He was
Yeah.
still one of the best players to ever pick up the basketball and get on the hard. It's just unfortunate that sometimes one person alone can't just will a team all the way over the mountaintop. And as much as people fawn over LeBron James and the like, LeBron James still needed pieces. He
He need
needed.
he needed Kyrie. He needed Dwayne Wade. He needed Anthony Davis. So, like you said, yeah. In this case, there's no one man bigger than the team.
Right, and so that's a big lie. The amount of champions. Now, granted, when you get to the highest of highs and the upper echelon, then that starts to come into play because guess what? Now we compare. You had great teams. You had great teams. Who did more with what they had at any given point in time? And then that's when it comes into. But really, at the base level, 0, 1, 2, you still should be considered a great superstar, even
Mm.
if you never held the trophy, because it's very very tough to do, especially if you just did not have it.
Yeah, just like I look at like I mentioned him earlier, Dan Marino. I mean, Dan Marino was the first quarterback to throw for 5,000 yards. And the way he threw the ball and the accuracy and pinpoint and and the way he played the game was revolutionary. And we still see it to this day,
Yeah,
Dan Marino's impact of the game. Because like, I mean, you may have what, maybe 15 total 5,000 yard passes, and Drew Brees is the only repeat 5,000 yard passer. I mean, that's a short list, but and just like when people, just like I don't know who the hell keeps saying this, but when I get them, but when I see him, I'm gonna get them. When they say, "Well, Luke Kuechly, I don't know about him going to the Hall of Fame." Hey, look, it's at the point now where players are not playing, that 10, 15-year career. They're not doing that no more. They're not doing that anymore. It's just what they're doing now is okay, if you can make an impact from year one to year seven to year eight, and either you fall off or you retire due to injuries, then okay, they take that body of work and compare it with everybody else. But okay, that's why you got Patrick Willis in the Hall of Fame. That's why you got Luke Kuechly about to be enshrined in the Hall of Fame. Because I think if he didn't get hurt, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think he would have gave Ray Lewis a run for his money.
totally, totally. And so, yeah, not amount of championships, like
Yeah.
I said, in team sports is
Yeah, and
it
those
it,
guys
it,
never won
it,
championships, so you
it,
can't
it
so you can't negate what they did on the field just because they don't have no ring. The ring helps, don't get me wrong, but that's a big lie,
right,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's a big lie. Nah, nah, nah. All right, be live. We got one more, and then we finna walk it off and go home. All right, let's see. I got a list in front of me here. We kind of talked about it earlier. All right, so back to college football. College football transfer portal has made the sport more entertaining. Big fact or big lie?
That is an astronomically large lie.
Big old lie.
And this is going to come from the broadcast analyst side of me.
Mhm.
I just can't keep track of these guys anymore. Like and then when they get to the league, what school do you say they're from? They've transferred 3 or 4 times. It's just like, I mean, so I get some of them. Like Joe Burrow will always be synonymous with LSU.
Yeah.
People forget that he was at Ohio State. And then, but now these players coming into the league, they've been to 2 or 3 or 4 teams and done all these things. And I'm like, I don't. The transfer portal adds a little bit. Like, I think the transfer portal helps when it comes to like JUCO and lower because it can we find some players that have not been on the radar stuff like that. But it should. I feel like it's more of a distraction than anything else because
Mm,
we're spending all this time, and then as soon as the portal opens, in the middle of bowl season, mind you,
silly.
it's just like what exactly are we doing? And then you wonder, or is my team about to get uprooted? Are they? Am I going to lose this player? Am I going to
Mm,
gain this player? Who's on our radar? It's distracting more than
mm,
anything. And you almost have to rebuild your team from scratch
yeah.
every single year. It's not this. It definitely. I wouldn't call it entertaining. It's
Mm,
annoying
yeah.
to say the least.
And Be Live as a writer, when I put together my SWAC conference previews, my Southwestern Athletic Conference. For those of you that don't know the SWAC, Mississippi Valley State, Prairie View A&M, Texas Southern, Arkansas Pine Bluff, Florida A&M. Like I have two thick, I want to call them booklets almost. FCS to FBS, and then FBS to FCS. Thank God it's in alphabetical order. So if I'm looking at somebody from Alcorn State, okay, well, they went to, they're at Alcorn State, but before they were at Mississippi Valley State, or um, they came from Mississippi where they wouldn't get no playing time, and then they come there because the bad thing about it is, to answer that question, be live, that's a big old lie because you look at schools like the HBCU schools, like the Grambling and the Southerns and all that. I mean, I watch SWAC Media Day, and it's like, look, we got to realize, when you get these players, you get them on a 2-year loaner program. If
Yep.
they do good in 2 years, what is Arkansas doing? Come here. What is Texas doing? Come here. What is Florida Atlantic doing? Come here. So yeah, it's a mess. At first we thought it was good, but it's a mess. But I think they got a handle on it as far as it now. I think there's only like there's no other extra transfer portal windows. It's just that one. But if you participate in the national championship game for those two teams, it's another one for those.
Yeah.
But everybody else is like, look, one and done because trying to keep up with teams and trying to write things and trying to do all this stuff. We got two transfer port. No, no,
It,
no.
it's decimated the bowl season. Decimated.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah,
not in the playoffs, why even like are we really actually going to show up for a bowl game?
yeah.
And it was one of those, like I said, I actually went to go see a bowl game this past year,
Mm,
Clemson, Penn State, and both you could tell both schools were a shell of their former selves. A, because they were so highly ranked at the beginning of the season, and they had both had really bad seasons.
yeah.
Like Penn State was number 2 in the preseason poll. Clemson was number 4 in the preseason poll, and they both ended the season 7-5. I
Mm,
believe they were 7-5, and Penn State won the bowl game or whatnot. But yeah, it was one of those things. It was very underwhelming, and you knew that players weren't playing, sitting out because they were entering the portal. They were getting ready for their next assignment and all the things. It's like the things that used to make college football unique and beautiful.
mm,
It's a thing of the past, and bowl season used to be something special. It's not anymore. If you're not in the playoffs, it really don't even matter. And even in the playoffs, players are like, well, looks like we're not going to make it further. I'm gonna go ahead and seek out where my next destination. And
yeah,
you haven't even gotten out of the playoffs yet.
yeah,
There was all that type of talk. I'm like, well, dang, you were ready to transfer. You ain't even played in the national.
yeah.
Come on, man.
Be,
What?
be live. I know we got plans to go to the Panthers and the Browns, man, but I'm strongly leaning towards the HBCU Bowl in Vegas.
You can't. I've already got the daggone train ticket.
I know I'm playing with you. I'm playing.
So
No, no,
please,
no. But that's later on in the season. That's
are we going to the Panthers and the Browns?
we about to do that. We gonna do
We
that.
know we about to. We
We
going.
is. We
I've
is. We
already.
is.
What?
Yeah,
What?
but I was we watching the games, some of these HBCU games to try to familiarize myself with the product, and it's a great product between the bands and everything else and the traditions. On down to the commentary, Be live. I watched the game between Grambling and Jackson State.
And speaking of that, I think they're running it back in the link. Was it Norfolk State and
Yep. What was it Norfolk State, North NC Central?
no.
Mm.
Well, either way, like I think what Deshaun Jackson coaches for one and Vic coaches for the other.
Yeah, Norfolk State, Delaware State. Yeah, yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it is. That's what it is. Yep.
Yeah, MEAC. I done learned about the SWAC, the MEAC, the MEAD, the ACIC. Man, look,
Mm-hmm.
ICDC. But anyways, that's a lot. But it's fun to cover this. All right, Be Live. With that being said, that does it for another edition of Big Fact, Big Lies. Be Live. Grab the baseball bat. Even though you're not at the stadium, use your imagination. You know, you got your Savannah Bananas t-shirt on, so that'll do good, fine, and dandy. Coming up next, walk-off shot right here on Sports Bros Podcast.
And a walk-off home run.
Okay, boys, time to wrap it up. Let's go home with some walk-off shots.
Well, you heard the woman. She said, you know what? Go ahead and take it home, boys. And we finna take our cut at bat. Rounding first, rounding second. It could be gone. Oh, it's all the way gone. And it's time for the walk-off shot where we talk about one story and we get the hell up out of here. Plain and simple, all right? So Be Live, I'm going to go ahead and go first, right? Now, you do know I live in the state of Ohio and there's always something going on. Now, I stumbled upon an interesting story about Robert Burnside, the former Lakota East High School principal. And so I'm going to tell you what he did. Burnside resigned as principal in 2024 after the Lakota Local School District, a suburb of Cincinnati, investigated him for allowing a former homeless student, Ladarius Didi Hayes, to continue attending classes and eating at school despite being unenrolled. Burnside said he was trying to make sure the teenager stay connected to the education. All right. So the story took place. It takes a remarkable turn. They said, you know what? We're going to fire you, but you know what? They said, we're going to adopt the kid. So they wound up adopting Hayes. And it says the story took a more remarkable turn where Burnside and his wife eventually became Hayes's legal guardians and adopted him. They adopted him with custody arrangement becoming permanent in February 2025. Burnside has said that although losing his career was painful, helping the student out was worth it. You know, at the end of the show, when I say do something nice for yourself and do something nice for yourself, if you can do something nice for someone else, I greatly appreciate it now more than ever. Prime example. I know it ain't sports related, but hey, you gotta be you got to spotlight the good people when you can. Yeah, so shout out to former principal Robert Burnside for just doing the right thing and giving a damn. Over to you, Be Live.
Man, that is a very, very touching story, and I greatly appreciate it. I ain't got nothing like that. All right,
I
cool.
know you don't.
Not
Here
at
comes the
all.
foolishness. Third and
But-
final pepper point.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is not going to be that foolish. This is just basically, it's that time. It's August.
It's that time again.
We finally made it through the dog days of summer, and football is on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And simply put, it's time to talk about it. College football, the coaches poll, the preseason coaches poll, has arrived. And who sits at number one? Yeah.
Ooh.
Up there, your neck of the woods. The Ohio State University comes in at number one in the preseason AFCA coaches poll with 38 first place votes. They right behind them, round out the top five. The Ducks of Oregon, the Georgia Bulldogs, the Texas Longhorns, and number five, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Okay.
The defending national champion Indiana Hoosiers come in at number six. Miami Hurricanes coming at seven. Texas A&M comes in at number 8. Oklahoma comes in at number 9. Ole Miss comes in at number 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so on and so forth. I'm not going to go through the whole mess of things. Just a bunch of Big Ten, SEC, stack the deck. Everybody's going to they're going to look tougher on paper and everything like that. Oh, Lord. Same old, same old. The rich get richer. but we're
Yeah.
gonna still watch because it's football, and I
Football.
love college football. Everybody knows how passionate I am about college football.
Mm.
Keep trying, keep trying, keep trying.
Yeah.
Hopefully, all of this NIL and transfer portal that we've been talking about all throughout the program will sort of work its way through, and it doesn't affect the entirety of the product. College football, I'm still believing.
Get it together, but get it together.
Please don't let me down.
Yeah. B Live, guess what I did a few nights ago? I watched a bunch of CFL highlights.
Ah,
I watched a bunch of CFL highlights, and I forgot what the kid was. I think he played at Colorado for a little bit, and he had a pretty good game. He won his debut for the BC Lions. Um, yeah, Canadian football. If you haven't never checked Canadian football, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. It's a fun game. I even had a chance back in 2019 to attend a game between BC and Toronto, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
you
And
know
with
what?
that,
And
yeah, go ahead, be live.
before you do it, I got no. You know what? I was just reminded about some of the mess. This is a mess,
Uh-oh.
and I'm going to rescind my third and final pepper point to really dive into this. Kyle Whittingham,
Oh boy.
the new Michigan head coach, decided to come out of his mouth and say that, and this is his words, Michigan, mind you, I just think that a rivalry can be intense and emotional without the hatred factor. I don't think that there's any place for that personally. You ain't gonna last.
No.
And it ain't gonna last at all. Ain't no way. I don't like South Carolina.
I can't
South
stand
Carolina.
Clemson.
I can't stand. And this thing, me and Eddie Cool are the best of friends. We are brothers. But when it comes to our football programs, I can't stand his black ass nonsense.
I just wish this was garnet instead of orange. This is the only orange thing I got in my house, and I'm about to start itching. The hell.
Thing you want to hear your head coach say that skin Ohio State, they have it's
That's the
called hate.
rivalry. That's the
It's
rivalry.
called hate week.
Yeah, hate week.
Call it hate week.
I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate you too.
I hate your guts.
I hate your guts. Yeah.
Come on, Kyle Whittingham, bro. You get that ain't when Ohio State mud stomps you into the ground this year. Them words are going to come back to haunt you for the rest of your probably short Michigan tenure because that ain't it. That ain't it, my guy, at all. Give him the end and close. We got to get out of here.
You supposed to come in there full of P and V. You come in here with just water and seltzer. And then closing, do something nice for yourself. And if you can do something nice for someone else, they're great appreciate now more than ever. Be a blessing, not a burden. And do not, whatever you do not catch a thigh cramp in the last 2 minutes of the podcast.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, this is why I'm sitting like this. Eat your bananas, kids. I got a lot of calcium. This is your favorite show, your favorite sports podcast, none other than the SportsBros podcast. Thanks for rating, reviewing, subscribing, and showing love from the West Coast, East Coast, and all points in between. We out. Be live. Take us home.
Yes, sir.
I hope this cyclospora messages pass because I need to get me some bananas because I got to have some calcium. Hey, y'all, take care. All right.